The year is 2025. The world wakes up to another day, seemingly ordinary, yet beneath the surface uncertainty simmers. The city hums with life, but there's a subtle tension in the air, a sense that something is shifting. The world feels tense, but we convince ourselves that major wars are relics of the past, stories for history books and distant memories. We gather around screens, hoping for reassurance, clinging to the belief that peace is permanent. We trust in our global economy and interconnectedness to keep us safe. Trade, technology, and treaties weave a web that seems unbreakable, making us believe that conflict on a grand scale is impossible. But history warns us, stability is fragile and the unthinkable can become reality overnight. The lessons of the past echo, reminding us that peace can shatter in an instant. Suddenly, alliances fracture, treaties are ignored, and markets turn into battlegrounds. The systems we rely on begin to unravel, and chaos spreads faster than anyone imagined. The internet, once a source of connection, becomes a tool for fear and propaganda. Misinformation spreads like wildfire, amplifying panic and confusion, making it harder to know what's real. The question shifts from if to when. Time seems to accelerate, and uncertainty becomes the new normal. In that moment, a primal question emerges. Where do we go for safety when the world is on fire? The instinct to protect loved ones overrides everything else. This isn't paranoia, it's foresight, rooted in the patterns of human history. Every generation has faced its own crisis, and those who prepared often survive. For millennia, people have sought refuge from conflict, crossing mountains and oceans to survive. The search for sanctuary is as old as civilization itself. The desire for safety is as fundamental as hunger or thirst. It unites us across cultures and eras, driving us to seek shelter and hope. Thinking about a safe haven isn't giving up on peace, it's planning for survival. It's an act of responsibility, not surrender. So, where would you want to be when the sirens wail and the old order collapses? When the familiar becomes uncertain, where will you turn? The answer is complex. It's about geography, politics, resources, and psychology. It's about understanding risk, resilience, and the choices we make under pressure. This isn't just a thought experiment, it's a journey into what it means to be resilient in a chaotic world. Let's begin and discover together what it takes to endure when the unthinkable becomes reality. To find tomorrow's safe havens, we must look to the past, where the echoes of survival strategies still resonate. History is full of unlikely sanctuaries, places that survived when the world burned, offering refuge amidst chaos and destruction. Switzerland, surrounded by Axis powers and Wu, stayed neutral thanks to its formidable terrain, a well-prepared citizen army, and shrewd diplomacy that kept it out of the fray. It became a hub for spies and bankers, its safety a product of both geography and political will, a delicate balance of neutrality and strategic alliances. Farther away, Argentina and Brazil offered refuge to those fleeing Europe, protected by distance and oceans, providing a new beginning for many. Their neutrality wasn't perfect, but for many it meant survival, a chance to rebuild lives in a land far from conflict. Sweden too walked a tightrope of neutrality, balancing diplomacy and defense to avoid war, a testament to strategic foresight. These examples show that safety is never accidental. It is crafted through careful planning and decisive action. Geography matters. Being hard to reach is a natural defense, a fortress built by nature itself. Political neutrality and economic self-sufficiency are crucial, forming the backbone of a nation's resilience. A nation that can feed itself and avoid taking sides is less likely to become a target, ensuring its people's safety. But neutrality is an active choice, requiring strength and constant negotiation, a dance of diplomacy and defense. The past teaches us safety is a blend of location, policy, and preparation, a triad of survival. These are the clues we need as we search for safe places in a turbulent century, a guidebook written by history. The blueprint is there. We just have to read it, interpret its lessons, and apply them to our modern world. History's hideouts weren't perfect, but they offer vital lessons, insights into the art of survival. In the end, survival is about more than luck. It's about making the right choices before disaster strikes, being prepared for the unexpected. Let's use these lessons as our guide. The search continues as we strive to find our own sanctuaries in an ever-changing world. Switzerland is the classic symbol of safety, mountainous, neutral, and fiercely prepared. For centuries, its breathtaking landscapes have represented not just beauty, but also a sense of security and stability that few other nations can claim. The towering Alps make invasion nearly impossible, acting as a natural fortress that has protected the country from countless threats throughout history. And it's not just the terrain. Every citizen is trained for defense, with mandatory military service ensuring that the population is always ready to respond to danger. Hidden bunkers, carved deep into the mountains, and a policy of armed neutrality have deterred would-be invaders for generations, making Switzerland a fortress in both spirit and structure. But Switzerland's peace has a price. Its banks have profited from global wars, quietly safeguarding fortunes while conflict raged elsewhere. And its famous neutrality, while often praised, has sometimes been morally ambiguous, raising questions about the true cost of staying out of conflict. In today's interconnected world, being a global financial hub could make Switzerland a target for cyber attacks, economic pressure, and international sanctions, threats that can bypass even the highest mountains. Strict immigration policies mean that this safety is mostly reserved for citizens, with outsiders facing significant barriers to entry. In times of crisis, outsiders would find it nearly impossible to enter, as borders close and protection becomes even more exclusive. Switzerland remains a powerful symbol of refuge, but its shelter is private, not public, reserved for those already inside. The lesson is clear: even the safest fortress has limits, and no wall is truly impenetrable. Geography and preparedness matter, but so do politics, access, and the choices a nation makes about who it protects. In a global crisis, the doors to safety may be closed to most, leaving many on the outside looking in. The world's bunker, it turns out, is not open to all, no matter how strong its walls. We must look beyond the obvious, questioning what true safety means and who gets to enjoy it. Distance can be the ultimate defense. New Zealand, isolated in the South Pacific, is far from global flashpoints. Its remoteness makes it a low-priority target, and its fertile land and renewable energy mean it can sustain itself. Politically stable and independent, New Zealand is often overlooked by the world's superpowers. Its low profile is its camouflage, but isolation has drawbacks. If global trade collapses, imports of complex goods would vanish. Recently, the country's reputation as a safe haven has attracted wealthy outsiders, risking social tension. The very qualities that make it attractive could threaten its peace. New Zealand is a strong candidate for safety, but no paradise is perfect. Distance buys time, not immunity. In a crisis, even the farthest islands feel the waves. The search for safety is never simple. Every haven has its price. Scandinavia, Sweden and Finland, offers another model of resilience. Sweden's tradition of neutrality and social cohesion made it a haven in past wars. Finland, shaped by hard lessons from conflict with Russia, is built on preparedness and stoic determination, sisu. Harsh winters and rugged terrain provide natural defenses. These countries are stable, technologically advanced, and not primary targets for conquest. But the world is changing. The Arctic is opening up, and Finland's recent NATO membership puts it on the front line. The old strengths of neutrality and remoteness are being tested. Geography and unity still matter, but alliances can shift a country's fate. The Nordic model is evolving. Safety is never static. Even the most resilient places must adapt. The search for shelter continues. South America has often been a bystander in global wars, buffered by vast oceans. Uruguay stands out for its stability, democracy, and self-sufficiency. It's peaceful, moderate, and able to feed itself. A low-profile nation in a turbulent world. Chile, protected by mountains, deserts, and ocean, is another natural fortress. Its isolation and resources make it resilient, though not immune to global shocks. South America's distance is an asset, but political and economic volatility remain risks. Even the safest corners can be shaken by global crises. Safety here is relative. A bet that the world's troubles will stay far away. No place is immune, but some are less exposed. The continent's best hope is its obscurity. In a world on fire, being overlooked can be a blessing. But even here, vigilance is required. The search for safety is never over. In the 21st century, the battlefield is everywhere. Missiles, cyber attacks, and economic warfare know no borders. So what defines a safe haven now? First, self-sufficiency. Food, water, and energy must be locally sourced. Countries with fertile land, renewable energy, and low population density have a huge advantage. Second, political stability and social cohesion. Divided societies crumble under pressure. Trust, community, and resilience matter more than bunkers. Third, a low strategic profile, not a major power, not a tempting target. Sometimes being boring is the best defense. The ideal haven is self-sufficient, united, and unremarkable to the world's powers. In a global crisis, these quiet strengths are what matter most. Safety is about more than location. It's about how a society holds together. We've searched for the perfect place, but maybe safety isn't a spot on the map, it's the people around us. Throughout history, survival has depended on cooperation. A lone individual is fragile. A united community can endure almost anything. In crisis, skills and trust become the currency of survival. A strong community is a web of shared knowledge and support. Building connections, learning practical skills, and organizing locally make us more resilient. Geography still matters, but community is the multiplier. The best scenario is a safe place with strong bonds. In the end, it's not bunkers that save us. It's our relationships. Prepare your location, but invest in your community. The human factor turns opportunity into survival. Bonds, not walls, are our true shelter. That's the ultimate lesson. After all this, where's the safest place? Countries like New Zealand or Uruguay offer the best odds, but entry is tough. The most important safe haven isn't on a map, it's inside you. A resilient, adaptable mind is the ultimate bunker. Panic is the real enemy. Clear thinking is survival. Build your internal shelter by learning, practicing skills, and cultivating calm. Resilience is portable. You carry it wherever you go. Our ancestors survived because they adapted and cooperated. The future is uncertain, but the human spirit is the ultimate shelter. Prepare your location, yes, but prepare yourself even more. The world will always be dangerous. What matters most is who you are when the storm comes. In the end, survival is a state of mind. That's the real safe haven.